Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We got a sassy dog. All right. Just playing with the emojis. Okay. So welcome. I've got the self-love altar all ready to go for us. And I'm going to, my tools are everywhere. I'm going to burn a little sweetgrass just to kind of set the mood. I'm Tami Lynn Chambers. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. On Fridays, I do a live healing on YouTube on my channel. Among other things, if you're a returning subscriber, a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I am really excited to be here, and I'm hoping we can have a nice, this doesn't really burn very well unless I chop off a whole bunch of it first. We have a nice little healing session for this special love day. So what I'm going to be doing is live healing for people and pets. So if you have any pets who you would like to take advantage of this this healing session, then go grab those pets now. So I'll do like a general healing for the group. And then if anybody wants a reading or healing energy, you may not know what you need, but we can just tap into your higher self and your guides, and they will tell us, do you need a reading? Do you need a light language activation? Do you need a healing? And we'll just take it from there. So if you just joined, hello, welcome. If you feel guided, tell us in the comments where you're from. I am in South Texas. It's kind of cold today. We're starting out with some sweet grass. And I think what I'm going to do first, so here's what I'd like to do. I'm just going to draw some cards for us as a group. And then I'm going to take us on a little guided healing journey to FAIRYWING Healing Center. It's an etheric healing center that I set up in the etheric realms a while back. And all manner, healing guides and healers from a bunch of different realms already practice there, and we already have people from other people from the spirit realm and other consciousnesses. Oh my God, come there for healing already. But I want to start introducing that to folks on these lives and taking you there, because it's someplace that you can go yourself for healing. And so there's a guide there for each one of you that are going to be watching now or in the future. So we're going to visit that space. There is a Sisters of the Rose grotto there that I want to take us to, so we can work with the divine feminine energy that's there. We'll be doing a little bit of Reiki for everybody and a little bit of quantum healing. And then we'll just see what else wants to pop in, what else wants to happen during this time. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just to set the mood and kind of get us calm and peaceful. This, I think, is going to be a good healing transmission if for just relaxing. So if you want to lay down, like on your bed, if I lay down on my bed during an online Reiki session, I always fall asleep. But you may want to lay down like on a yoga mat or something, or just kind of get comfortable. I'm going to take these off. Just put some Reiki symbols in my palms. Shoku Rei, Shoku Rei. Seihiki is for the mental, emotional healing. And then another Shoku Rei, just a Shoku Rei, a Reiki sandwich. I want us to just kind of get in a calm, peaceful energy. Reiki is great for pets as well, although sometimes I found they get more, sometimes they don't always get calm. When I've done Reiki on animals in the past, depending on what their constitution is like when they're receiving it, sometimes they get more agitated. So just, if your pet seems like they don't want the Reiki, just let them kind of do whatever they want to do. When we are done with this group little healing, if anybody has pets that they want me to specifically work with, I work with all types of pet things. So I work with behavioral issues, health things. I can do readings on pets just like with people, so I can tap into their consciousness and they can tell me what's going on, especially when there's more than one pet in the house and there's maybe behavioral problems there. I can tap into the energy of the pack and tell you how to work with your pack animals. Okay, so I can feel the Reiki coming out. And I want to just do this to get started because I come into these sessions sometimes a little fired up, like I'm ready to go, fire and air and ether. And I want us to kind of be a little bit more water and earth right now. And so just want to ground ourselves into the earth, into Gaia. You can see roots coming out of the bottom of your feet and taking those down, down, down. And wrapping those roots around any large crystal that you find that's down in the heart of Gaia. So we can be grounded into her. So all I'm working with right now is the intention of peace and calm and grounding, and we'll get into more specific healing here in a moment. Just take some deep breaths. Come back into yourself. You may have had a busy day, or I don't know when you're going to watch this, but a busy time before you started watching this, and it's just good to always take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Now, what we're working with today is all the love energy. So all these stones that are up here are things that I found on my morning walks, and they're all love energy. This one's very pink. It just looks like a smile to me, like lips. Oh, so just keep breathing. This one is very green energy. We're going to work with these in a minute, and it's got like a heart right there. I found this when I was walking. This one was gifted to me by a beautiful soul sister. It's an ocean, a stone that was out by the ocean, and it has a little heart. It's kind of hard to see it. It's got a little heart right there. And it's got pink and white. And we're working with dragons today. Dragon energy. So we have Haley, who's just my little earth dragon. And then we have two stones that are water dragons, and these were gifted to me by the same soul sister. And she didn't know why she was gifted. She's like, these stones just want to come to you. And a little while later, I realized they were dragons. So it may be hard to see on this, but there's like a mouth, a nose. The eyes are set back here. So he's one. And this is another water dragon. Then eyes, his nose, and mouth. So this we're going to work with. They're going to help us remove, extract any emotions, anything emotional or mental, physical that needs to be released at this time. So this is just we're in a love portal, they're calling it right now, but you know, a lot of times people aren't feeling that love from that love portal. They're feeling anger or resentment or unforgiveness or sadness or grief. So we want to work with the emotional body as much as we can. And what happens too is a lot of times those emotions manifest themselves as physical symptoms in our body. Okay. So I'm going to draw us a card before we go to the healing center. I'm using I don't know where the box went. Oh. Working with the 4 Elements deck by Colin Hall. It's got a lot of cards. It has 56 cards. So let's just see what our card is for right now as we begin. We keep getting this card. Out of 56 cards, I keep getting the same cards. Daisy Fairy. This came up at the beginning of the week in one of our readings. I think it was we had our pick a card reading at the beginning of the week. And this was one of the cards. There's a lot of lunar, feminine energy here. And daisies are all about renewal and new beginnings. And they're saying we're still kind of integrating the energy from that Leo full moon last weekend. And that's going to carry on, they said, throughout this coming weekend. So this is also obviously get out in nature card. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the FAIRYWING Healing Center. So I want you to go ahead and close your eyes if you can, if you're not somewhere where you can't. And we're going to all meet in Thunder Rose Forest. So Thunder Rose Forest is a very thick with spruce and fir and pine trees. So really an evergreen forest. And we're meeting right at the edge of that forest. And we have to walk through it to get to FAIRYWING Healing Center. So in your mind's eye or your imagination, just imagine us in this, there's a little clearing inside the forest, and we're all standing there together. Now this forest is not just an evergreen forest. What I found from the time that I've spent there is it is a forest of shadows. And it's also come up in the Thunder Rose collection books that I write. So it's a forest where you kind of meet your shadows or meet things that you're afraid of, and you conquer them in that forest. So we're just going to walk and start walking on this path that's laid out ahead of us. We're going up towards the hills and the mountains, and right at the edge of the hills is where FAIRYWING Healing Center is. So just notice as you are walking along the path. Anything you might see kind of in the trees to the left or to the right of you as you're kind of going through the forest, going down the forest path. If there's anything, it could be an animal, could be a fairy, but you may see someone or something, could be an ancestor or a relative, that wants to, someone or something that wants to go along with you on this healing journey. So if you do happen to see something and you are okay with it accompanying you, then invite that energy to come along with you. We're just now coming out of the other side of the forest into an opening, a clearing, where we're going to continue up the path. It's going to start to incline a little bit towards the hills at the base of the mountains. And you may have your new friend, your new guardian along with you. And you're going to start seeing off in the distance I don't want to call it a building, but it's not a temple. It looks like a modern building, but it's made out of crystalline light. So it's very etheric looking, but it looks modern to me. So I don't want to say temple, because to me, when I say temple, I think of like something old-fashioned looking, or something Roman, Greco, or something like that. And this is a very modernized looking structure, but it's made entirely out of light. And as you get closer, you're going to come up to an entrance. And this is FAIRYWING Healing Center. So it's like 2 stories tall. And even though it's etheric and it's a structure, a building, out of the middle of it is this growing, like it was built around this huge sequoia tree. And there is, so I am the director at this healing center, but I have all sorts of healing guides and healers that I've invited, if they wanted to come practice here, to come practice here. And there is a guide who greets us at the entrance to the FAIRYWING Healing Center. And first, what we're going to do is we're just going to walk through and past the sequoia tree. And we're actually headed out towards the back of the healing center, which is outside towards an area that is, looks like a hidden garden or something. It's all kind of covered in like moss and ivy and roses. So as you pass the sequoia tree, if you haven't already, you can put your hand out and just touch the sequoia tree. And we want to meet in the grotto. So you'll hear kind of water, like a water fountain, as you get closer to the rose archway entrance to the grotto. And I'm giving you a lot of detail in case you want to come back here whenever you want in meditation. This is open to everyone. And before we enter the grotto itself, so when I say grotto and what I see inside of this Sisters of the Rose grotto is, it reminds me of the well in Glastonbury, the chalice well, which is kind of the space, although it's a little bit more open. Chalice well space seems a little bit more like tighter space. So as you enter, your energy is going to be cleared off by a helping spirit. So they will use whatever healing energy that is needed to clear you. So it could be smoke, it could be a sage wand, it could be a feather. Just allow your energy to be cleared by that helping spirit, and we thank that spirit for their service work here at the healing center. And we're just going to assemble in the grotto and just kind of sit down on the ground. There's a spot for everyone. There's mats, or there's things to sit on if you don't want to sit on the ground. And we've been in sacred space all along, but this is a special little area where we're inviting in the Sisterhood of the Rose guides of the Divine Feminine to kind of meet us in here. And so I sense Mary Magdalene's energy. Isis is joining us. Mother Mary is joining us. Anyone else? Goddess Bridget is joining us. Oh, I can't say her name. It's like Ixtachadal. I can't say it. I know what it is, but I can never say it. I'll have to post that when we're done. That is. I know what she looks like. I know what it looks like. I just not saying it right. So these energies, these divine feminine energies, are here to support us in this love portal energy that we're in right now. And they would like to extend their healing to each one of you. And it's going to be specific to you and what you need. So if you're open to receive a healing from these divine feminine women, then you just have to, in your mind or out loud, just invite them and invite that healing energy in. And I'm going to help with this, since this is for the group, I'm just going to do some divine feminine, like goddess light language. And what this will do is it will help relax you and open up your aura to receive this healing energy. So just continue to keep your eyes closed, and the area that you most need to work with is what's going to be worked with here. And you may not notice it right away. I always kind of start off by saying, like, we're getting this healing now, but the energy stays with you for the next several days, like 24 to 48 hours, and continues to work with you during that time. So immediately right now, you may have some idea of what area is being worked on. Other than that, you may not, but that may come to you later as to what exactly is being healed. Could bring up a situation, triggers, it could make you want to rest. It's just different for everybody depending on what your personal situation is. So I'm going to bring in the light language. Just be open to receive that. Aruturu tumnihiridi kukurutu tunmetere arutu Nerera hara turmana aigre shuru banane rara turoro ramarige. Menene urona arire krishna aine nere raro. Anene raro. I menene korotunum nimana vorere haide oro. Nyane harere shkrero. Menene harere urmana harere. Egrororo skren harigiri huru. Enemeshkradari kurikiri parigururu. Enemerena no gorono mano. Enemerera hariruru rigiruru. Enemera rururu maniruru manahara. Imenero no rere no roro manititututututututu. So right now, I'm sending violet fire out through my hands to surround each one of you. This is going to help with the healing process and the energy work that's going to be happening within your system. That was very loving and heartfelt energy, kind of wrapping you in a cocoon of love. And they want me to bring through a channeling. So let me just see what they want to tell each of you. Dear one, it is necessary now more than ever to love yourself first, above all others, even when you feel like this is wrong, even when you feel like you should not be first, even when you feel as if you have been told before that it is not right to love yourself first. These are untruths. These are things that should not be in your energy field. Anything that has to do with another telling you that you are less than everyone else is not true, is false. It is necessary now, dear ones, for you to fully open to the power of love in your heart and your soul. Even if you feel like this is impossible, even if you feel like you know in your heart that you can never love again, that you have been hurt, that you are so strongly feeling as if you will never find another love for you in this lifetime, that is not so. But the most important thing for you to do in this now is to hold on strongly to the energy of love within yourself first. You first. You find the love first within your heart. You find the way to open up to the divine feminine energy of self-love and self-care. For until you love yourself first, you can never truly love another. And we know this sounds cliche. We know that you may be thinking that's just something that's said in a card, a greeting card, or something that is just heard so commonly. But it is the utmost truth that the power you have within you starts with the love you feel for yourself first. So never doubt that. Never doubt that you are not worthy to receive this love, this self-attention, this affection for yourself. And even now, as you cry, as tears come up as your throat has a lump in it, because you know that this is hitting your heart space. It's hitting home for you. You feel it. And just like a good movie where you want to cry because of the love that is felt in this movie, or the affection or the feelings, you're being invited now to release old paradigms where you have been told that it is wrong to love yourself first. If you have something you want to release, you can hand it to Mother Mary is holding out her hand now. You can release it to one of these water dragons that have joined us in the grotto. It is safe for you to love yourself. It is safe for you to love yourself. It is safe for you to love yourself. There's nothing wrong with choosing you first. We have animals joining us in the grotto as well. Animals that are older, pets that require healing, and they also require you to do some release work with them. So I'm sensing older pets, like pets that are dying of cancer, and pets that have been diagnosed with other terminal illnesses. And this is making me cry. Okay, so the goddess energy is here. And these pets are very close to you. But some of them, they're saying it is their time to move to the other worlds and to move on into spirit. And so some of you watching have these pets where your pet is ready to transition. This is like a totally weird turn of this meditation, but there is release work that needs to be done to let that pet go into the light, okay? And I do know this from experience, working with many pets who are who transitioned and who were special needs. And there's some of them that we just love so much that we energetically hold on to them really tightly, and they are seeking our permission to let them go so that they can transition. So this is a really good space in this grotto with this divine feminine love energy to also, in addition to loving yourself first, if you are in this situation, because there are some of you watching later that are in this situation where you need to energetically kind of just tell that pet, like, it is okay for you to move on. Just like you've heard maybe with a loved one, where sometimes you have to tell them, like, it's okay, you can go now. And then they feel like this energetic release, and then it's okay for them to transition. So I'm feeling that this is coming up with pets for people that are going to be watching this. And if you feel it in your heart, if you feel the love in your heart for that pet, then it is appropriate. And it's an act of love to them to, release them energetically and just tell them it is okay. I love you, and it is okay for you to go now. I do release you. Okay. So we're still letting that light language sink in. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to, let me just see if there's anything else that needs to be communicated. I'm saying nothing else. So two options. You can either you can, once this is done, once you're done in the healing grotto, you can go back. You can either go back down the hill back to Thunder Rose Forest and awaken there, or you can choose to stay for a little while at FAIRYWING Healing Center. And if you want to do that, then there is a healing guide that can accompany you there. So you can just ask for a healing guide, and there's like private healing rooms, and they can take you to a private healing room, and you can continue to work with them there in meditation. Or right now, if you'd like me to do a reading or a healing or light language activation specific to you, free of charge, I'm not asking for any donations or anything like that. If you would like to receive something like that, then if you can let me know in the comments that you'd like that, and just if you have any specific question or anything that you'd like me to address, I can do that as well. And I'll just give that a minute because I think there is somebody on. I don't think it's just me. So I've got cards, I've got my deck and the other bigger deck, and I've got my bottle caps for readings or healing. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything come up there, so if you're still typing, that's fine. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and if you'd like to stay behind at FAIRYWING Healing Center, please feel free to stay. Otherwise, I'm leading us. We're going to stand up now, and we're going to thank the Sisters of the Rose. Just thanking the sisters for joining us, that joined us for this healing session. And they are pulling their energy back now, so we can get up and leave the healing grotto, and we're going to go back out we're going to cut through the healing center again. We're going to pass that sequoia. And what you're doing as you're touching it is it's just further clearing, doing some clearing for you with the tree energy. And then we're going to go out the entrance. We're going to thanking all the healers at FAIRYWING Healing Center for being here, for helping us. They're doing this gratis. They're doing this free of charge. They're not asking you for anything. So feel free to stay if you'd like to. Otherwise, the rest of us are going to head back down the hill, down the path. And we're going to go back in through Thunder Rose Forest. And if you have your guide with you that came with you, it's up to you if you want to ask them to stay with you, or if you want to just release them back into the forest from where they came. You can do that as you're walking through the path that goes back to the clearing where we all met. And we meet now together. I just want to thank each one of you for joining me in this space, for joining us in the love room, as I set it up to be the love space. And you can start to slowly open your eyes, wiggle your fingers and toes. I want you to get good and grounded. And I actually am going to, I think, bring in some Earth Dragon light language to ground us a little bit further. Because I'm realizing now that even though it feels like I've been talking for 5 minutes, I've been talking for almost 40 minutes. So let's just do some dragon light language. And that's really going to ground you and bring you back into your body, because FAIRYWING Healing Center is higher in altitude and also very, very energetically it vibes very high. So you may feel like, woo, I'm kind of spacey now that I was there. And so we want to come back down and do some earthing. So here's the dragon light language, and then I will bid you all goodbye from there.
Onyum Ornyai Onya Aranya Hoi Hoy Henyai Hanyo Henyai Hai nya woo. Hai nya woo. Hai nya woo. Okay, that felt a little bit better. I feel a little bit more in my body now. So we're going to go ahead and end this here. I'm really glad you joined me. I'm going to be doing these every Friday. So I will actually see you all next Monday for next week's energy update and pick a card reading. And if you want to join for the healing, then I will see you next Friday. And middle of the week, I try to do light language and bring forth a light language recording for everybody. So thank you so much for joining me yet again. If you're a new subscriber or follower or whatever it is called, or you do like this and you're not subscribed, then I do just invite you to subscribe and turn your notifications on, because I am showing up pretty frequently now. And if you like any of these sessions, then you can join, especially the lives on Fridays, where we'll be doing readings and healings with folks. So take care, everybody. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. We will see you again on Monday. And I love you all. Goodbye.